Welcome to Azure Fundamentals, AZ-900, exam practice test. Our topic today is practice test number 3. Use the link in the description to download the app on the App Store for free practice tests. Number 1. You plan to extend your company's network to Azure. The network contains a VPN appliance that uses an IP address of 131.107.200.1. You need to create an Azure resource that identifies the VPN appliance. Which Azure resource should you create? A. Local network gateways. B. Application gateways. C. Virtual networks. D. Connections. The correct answer is A. Local network gateways. Number 2. Review the underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, select No change is needed. If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that makes the statement correct. If a resource group named RG1 has a delete lock, only a member of the global administrators group can delete RG1. A. An Azure policy must be modified before an administrator. B. The delete lock must be removed before an administrator. C. An Azure tag must be added before an administrator. D. No change is needed. The correct answer is B. The delete lock must be removed before an administrator. Number 3. Your network contains an Active Directory forest. The forest contains 5,000 user accounts. Your company plans to migrate all network resources to Azure and to decommission the on-premises data center. What should you recommend to minimize the impact on users after the planned migration? A. Implement Azure multi-factor authentication. B. Instruct all users to change their password. C. Sync all the Active Directory user accounts to Azure Active Directory. D. Create a guest user account in Azure Active Directory for each user. The correct answer is C. Sync all the Active Directory user accounts to Azure Active Directory. Number 4. Which Azure service should you use to store certificates? A. Azure Security Center. B. Azure Key Vault. C. Azure Storage Account. D. Azure Information Protection. The correct answer is B. Azure Key Vault. Number 5. You have a resource group named RG1. You plan to create virtual networks and app services in RG1. You need to prevent the creation of virtual machines only in RG1. What should you use? A. An Azure role. B. A tag. C. An Azure policy. D. A lock. The correct answer is D. A lock. Number 6. What can Azure Information Protection encrypt? A. Network traffic. B. An Azure storage account. C. Documents and email messages. D. An Azure SQL database. The correct answer is C. Documents and email messages. Number 7. What should you use to evaluate whether your company's Azure environment meets regulatory requirements? A. The Security Center blade from the Azure portal. B. Compliance Manager from the Security Trust portal. C. The Advisor blade from the Azure portal. D. The Knowledge Center website. The correct answer is A. The Security Center blade from the Azure portal. Number 8. Your company has an Azure environment that contains resources in several regions. A company policy states that administrators must only be allowed to create additional Azure resources in a region in the country where their office is located. What Azure resource should you create to meet the policy requirement? A. A read-only lock. B. A management group. C. A reservation. D. An Azure policy. The correct answer is D. An Azure policy. Number 9. You need to configure an Azure solution that meets the following requirements. Secures websites from attacks and generates reports that contain details of attempted attacks. What should you include in the solution? A. Distributed denial of service protection. B. Azure Information Protection. C. Network Security Group. D. Azure Firewall. The correct answer is A. Distributed denial of service protection. Number 10. Review the underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, select "No change is needed." If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that makes the statement correct. After you create a virtual machine, you need to modify the network security group to allow connections from TCP port 8080 to the virtual machine. A. Virtual network gateway. B. Virtual network. C. Route table. D. No change is needed. The correct answer is D. No change is needed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for updated videos every week.